1. Hook Kubernetes is the buzzword in tech today. But is it really necessary for your projects? Let's dive into why Kubernetes can be overkill, and what you can use instead to save time and resources. When you're in the early stages of product development, do you really need a full orchestration platform? Often, the answer is no. 3. The simple explanation: Kubernetes is a powerful tool, no doubt. It automates deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications. However, it comes with a heavy setup and operational overhead. Learning curve: it requires knowledge of YAML, networking, and cluster management. Resource consumption: it can consume significant CPU and memory resources. Operational complexity: managing clusters adds an additional layer of complexity to your architecture. For many small teams or startups, this complexity can outweigh the benefits. 4. Real-world example: let's look at a real-world startup, TechCo. They were developing a new SaaS product and decided to implement Kubernetes to handle their microservices architecture. Initially, they had a team of 3 engineers. Their goal was to scale their application to handle 100,000 users. They thought Kubernetes would help them achieve this effortlessly. However, within 3 months, they faced several challenges. Learning curve: the team spent over 200 hours learning Kubernetes, leaving little time for actual development. Cost: their AWS bill skyrocketed to $3,000 a month, primarily due to running multiple clusters and associated services. Downtime: they faced several outages during deployment, leading to a 15% loss in user engagement. They eventually scrapped Kubernetes and shifted to a simpler solution, which allowed them to focus on core features instead of managing infrastructure. Within a month, they reduced their costs by 60% and improved application stability. 5. What to do instead if Kubernetes isn't the right fit. Here's a step-by-step framework to follow. 1. Assess your needs. How many services do you have? What is your expected user load? For projects with fewer than 5 services or fewer than 10,000 users, consider simpler alternatives. 2. Choose a simpler orchestration tool. Docker Compose, ideal for local development and small-scale deployments. Heroku, great for rapid deployments and scaling with minimal overhead. 3. Set up C/CD pipelines. Use tools like GitHub Actions or CircleC. Establish automated tests and deployments to reduce manual interventions. 4. Implement monitoring. Use services like Datadog or Prometheus. Keep track of performance metrics, but don't overcomplicate your setup. 5. Iterate and scale gradually. Start small. As your user base grows, reassess your architecture. If scaling becomes necessary, then consider transitioning to Kubernetes. 6. Common mistakes. 1. Over-engineering. Mistake: implementing Kubernetes for small projects. Fix: start with simpler solutions like Docker Compose. Scale up only when absolutely necessary. 2. Neglecting the learning curve. Mistake: not accounting for the time needed to learn Kubernetes. Fix: allocate time for education. Consider online courses or workshops before diving in. 3. Ignoring costs. Mistake: failing to monitor cloud costs associated with Kubernetes clusters. Fix: set budget thresholds. Use cost monitoring tools to keep track of expenses. 4. Underestimating maintenance. Mistake: assuming Kubernetes is a set-it-and-forget-it solution. Fix: regularly review and maintain your cluster. Schedule updates and backups. 5. Forgetting about security. Mistake: overlooking security configurations in Kubernetes setups. Fix: implement security best practices from the start. Use tools like Aqua Security or Twistlock for container security. 7. Quick checklist. Here's a quick checklist to ensure you're making the right decisions. Have I assessed my project size and needs? Am I using the simplest orchestration tool appropriate for my project? Is there an automated C/CD process in place? Do I have monitoring set up for performance metrics? Am I prepared to scale gradually rather than all at once? 8. Summary plus CTA. Kubernetes can be a great tool, but it's not always the right fit, especially for small teams and startups. Consider the complexity, costs, and learning curve before jumping in. Focus on simpler tools that meet your current needs and allow you to grow without unnecessary complications. If you found this video helpful, drop a comment below with your thoughts. Have you experienced challenges with Kubernetes? Let's discuss. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical tech insights. Bonus practical tip: if you're unsure what to pick, start with the simplest option that ships today. Then measure for 7 days, latency, errors, deploy time, and cost.